All throughout this time, I have been absolutely on board with doing anything that is necessary to contain the spread of COVID. But I don't like being asked to do things, and I don't like young people being asked to do things that I see as unnecessary. And the difficulty that I see it here is young people, it has always been that COVID has affected different groups very, very differently. And young people are simply not at any significant risk from it. That doesn't mean that there won't be an exception to the rule. You can text us now, 53106 at a cost of 30 cents. There will be the very, very, very odd person. So there are people who will get, very sick from it, but they are really genuinely as rare as hen's teeth among the young population. So they're not particularly at risk. And now, as we move into this last phase of vaccination, the vast majority of the vulnerable are no longer really at risk. Now, I know there are a bunch of people who maybe in the next 4 weeks are going to be having their AstraZenecas banged into them, and that needs to happen as fast as possible. But the truth is, the vulnerable are protected. The truth is, the young people aren't at any significant risk, and we're still being asked to live as if COVID is hanging over us like a sword of Damocles. And it's different, and it's changed, and the teeth have been pulled, and the claws have been pulled from it. But it's like we haven't got up with that in our minds, and as if the public health doctors haven't either. And I don't like young people who have given up a huge amount of a very vital part of their lives during this being asked to do a little bit more if it isn't necessary, and I kind of suspect it's not.
I find this one very hard to swallow. It's on the front page of quite a few of the papers this morning, and I have 4 at home ranging from 17 to 30, and they have been brilliant. They have, no, it's not just because they're my kids, they actually surprised me by how responsible and mature, and how they said, look, we've got 2 parents who are in the danger zone, 50 plus 60 in my case, and they were utterly responsible. They've sacrificed huge amounts. I have a daughter who's basically had her last 2 years. She's essentially graduated from her bedroom. She has lost that experience, those college friendships, that rite of passage, which would have taken her through the rest of her life. And the one thing she's looking forward to very shortly is that she's at least going to be able to get back together with them, and they want to go off on a holiday. Now she's being told you can't do this. And what is particularly galling, because of the debate about the antigen testing, she goes, well, hang on a second. If we had the antigen testing, I'd know if I was infectious or not, and if I am, I don't go, and if I'm not, then I can. What's the problem?
She's not wrong.
Well, and as their parents, the ones that are supposed to guide them and advise them and all the rest of it, how do we justify saying to them, no, you can't, you have to stay locked down for another couple of months, you can't, all this stuff you were looking forward to, sorry, we take it away again.
And I think that's the key. I think we have gotten ourselves into a mindset where it's okay to be locked down for another couple of months. I mean, in the beginning when they brought in lockdown, we were told it's going to be 3 weeks to flatten the curve and all this, because at that time we still recognised that lockdown was extraordinary. Now we seem to have lost sight of that, so now it seems to be okay to ask us to live like this for another few months. Don't worry about it. Don't open your business. Don't have people into your restaurant. Don't go to a gig. Don't do all these things. We've gotten used to not being allowed to do things, and I don't think it's good. We've normalised the restrictions.